Hello, my name is Gladys Herrera Berkowitz, and I'm the Director of Student Engagement Programs. I would like to first thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to help support the Undergraduate Research and Creative Activities Symposium. As a moderator, you play a strong role in helping to ensure the students have a positive experience in presenting their research. This year, we have over 200 students who are presenting, and we're very pleased that they are eager to share the results of their research with us. As a moderator, we want to make sure that you have all of the information and resources available to you. So we've built a web page, and you can see the link here for moderator resources. We have lots of detailed information about your role and resources that you will be accessing. This video is just going to give you a brief overview of your role as a moderator and how to utilize Zoom. So thank you for listening. Okay, as a moderator, your role is to introduce each one of our scholars. We have asked the students to provide a brief introduction that will be given to you ahead of the session. If a student has not submitted an introduction, you can ask them some questions that will help you introduce them when you meet with them. Please remind the students to record their sessions. This is optional, and we will use these recordings to post on our website, and there will be examples for future students who will be presenting. It's also a good thing for students to have as they're adding it to their resume or interviewing. They can always provide that link to people. So again, this is optional. If a student decides that they don't want to record, that is fine with us. You will be introducing the students. You will also be moderating a question and answer session. And in your role, you will be encouraging the audience to either submit their questions via chat or to ask them when the time comes. Your role will also involve sending students chat messages, letting them know maybe 3 minutes before their time is up, a minute, and then when their time is up, and then facilitate the question and answer session. So now we're going to get into how are you going to manage the presentations on Zoom. First off, we want to make sure that everyone has the latest version of Zoom on their computer. So you can do this either on the desktop Zoom or on the web. When you get into Zoom, on the upper right-hand corner, there will be a little circle with your name or your image. Click on that, and that will bring up this image that will say that this is your Zoom account. Come down to the section where it says check for updates and click on that. If there are any updates, they'll automatically be downloaded. We also are asking that you use the virtual background for the symposium, and you can access this at the link that I provided previously. And so you can download that on your computer and use it as your background. And if for some reason you can't use this background, that's fine too. Okay, so we are going to ask the moderators and the presenters to join the session 15 minutes before the start of that session. This is going to allow time for introductions and troubleshooting, and also thinking about the order in which the presentations are going to happen. When you come into the Zoom session, all of the students should have been set up as co-hosts. In some cases, someone might not have given us the right email, or there might be some problems. So there will be a room host at the start of the program. And when you come in, that person will double check that everybody is a co-host. That person will also help you in finding the breakout rooms. So on your Zoom, you will see this little box, and that's breakout room. So you could just click on that and it will bring up all the rooms. And we will have a screen that will tell you what sessions are taking place in the hour that you're in. So you'll know that you're in track 10, for example, and you'll just click on that when you go into the breakout rooms. And again, we have a host that will help troubleshoot anything that comes up. Once you're in your room, you want to make sure that the participants are listed as co-hosts. And again, that should not be a problem because our main host will have dealt with that already. But just in case, you can go down here to the section where it says participants, and that will bring up a list of everyone who's in the room at that moment, and you'll see their role. You will be the host, the student presenters will be the co-hosts. And if for some reason someone's not listed as a co-host, you can change their role by hitting the More button and make them a co-host. And again, you shouldn't have to do this because we've tried to take care of this in advance, but this is just in case. If the students provided those introductions, you will have them. You can talk to them about any questions you might have that's in that introduction. And also, this is the time that you want to have the students make sure that they are able to share their presentation and also do a quick check that they're able to record their presentation. The students have been advised that they can have the option of recording either onto their computer or to the cloud. Recording to their computer sometimes may be an issue if they don't have enough memory. So we really advise them to do it to the cloud. But again, this is an option that the students need to select. The other thing we ask is if you can please make sure that when the students bring up their presentation, they have all been advised that they should have the same starting presentation slide, which looks similar to this that we have here. It will have their name, the title of their presentation, and also their breakout room number and their track. And all this information has been given to the students in advance. Again, have them test that they can record, and if there's any problems, we can troubleshoot then. The other thing is you may get messages that people are coming in and they're in a waiting room. Please don't admit anyone. The person in the main room, that host, will admit everyone, and that person will also send a message to all of the breakout rooms a minute or two before the audience is going to be admitted. So again, don't worry about any messages saying that people are trying to come in. As I mentioned, we are highly encouraging students to record their presentations, but this is optional. If a student indicates that they don't want to record, that's perfectly fine. Remind the students that they are supposed to stay in the session for the entire hour, and that they should be engaged in asking questions of each other if no questions come from the audience. And again, this information has been disseminated to the students. Okay, here we have a brief example of the type of introduction that you would make at the beginning of each session, and then followed by the introduction that you would give for each student. And again, this is also on the webpage. When you're doing the question and answer session, begin by asking the questions that are in the chat and then open it up to the audience. If for some reason there's no questions that are coming from the audience, we have a list of questions that you might want to ask of the students. And that way everybody has an opportunity to answer. If, and we haven't had this happen, but if you encounter someone who's being disruptive, you could go to the all the guests. You have a list of them. And again, you can go to participants and you'll have a list of people. You can click on a person and remove them from the room. That's one option. But if you feel like something is happening and you just need to close everything off, in your bar on Zoom, you have this security button. If you hit security, it'll give you the option of suspending all activities, and that basically shuts everything off. So hopefully you won't have to use it, but I want to make sure that you know that this option is available to you. And again, if you shut everything off, you can come out of your breakout room, let us know in the main room, and we can troubleshoot whatever's going on. So again, hopefully you won't have to use this. Time and listening to this presentation. Again, you have all of the resources in much more detail on the website. I just wanted to give you a brief overview. And again, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to support the Undergraduate Research and Creative Activity Symposium. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.